Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here, and I want to start off this video by reminding you of a very special webinar we have tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a special nighttime webinar. It's going to be from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock at DayTradingRadio.com. Let me get the screenshot up there of that right there. And it's going to be in-depth, great for beginners. I'm going to be talking about my best setup. I mean, I teach this every single day, but we're going to go in depth. We're going to go a deep study on divergence trading, every aspect of it. It's really going to be great, especially for newer traders that are on our site. We're going to try to do this beginner class every month, like first Tuesday, second Tuesday of the month. But every Tuesday we are going to be doing some educational tutoring classes on Tuesday nights. I want to start this one on Wednesday, so it is going to be on Wednesday. I'm DayTraderRockStar. I broadcast live every day on Day Trading Radio, and I started trading in 1996 full time. Started Day Trading Radio in 2007, and it's grown to be one of the biggest communities, day trading communities out there. So this is going to be the webinar. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, October 19th. I want to show you how to set up your charts, I want to teach you my #1 trade setup. You're going to receive my business plan for short-term scalpers, how to continuously and consistently make money. It's developed for small accounts, but could be scaled for any size accounts. It doesn't really matter what the size, but what's great is that the introduction of the micro contracts. So we're going to be showing the trades and showing you what you could do with the micro contracts. But this, of course, can be used on any future vehicle. You could use it on stocks. You could use it on anything. So just kind of understand that, and we'll hopefully do some live trading. Because the futures are open, and it's very important to do that. So you're going to get some other things with the webinar. The webinar, you're going to get a 10-day trial of the site. You get to use all of our bots, all the tools, everything that comes along with Day Trading Radio for 10 days. So that comes along with it. You'll have access to our chat rooms, all the trade alerts, and everything else you could imagine on that. So let's continue on. I want to actually show you some of the things that you're going to be learning tomorrow. And I think this is, with the markets in the way they are these days, I'm actually following the markets right now. And we know that we're inside of a bear market right now. We're actually inside of a little bounce that's happening. A lot of people are talking about the bear market rally that's happening. Let me see if I can bring this up for us. Now, all right. So now this webinar is going to be focused for short-term scalpers. All right, that's very important to understand that the techniques here that I use during the day, throughout the day, waiting for the setup. So you have to have a little, availability to sit in front of that screen to be able to trade like this. Not everyone can do that. A lot of people like to learn about trading, but maybe they don't have the time to put in. It's very important if you want to be successful at this type of trading. You have to be in front of the computer to identify, or at least get the alerts that I send out to take those trades. Now that's #1, and that happens. Again, futures happen around the clock. Basically, there's a little pause after the 5 o'clock Eastern time close and reopens at 6. And then the weekends are off. But most of the time, you could get futures action overnight also. But we like it pretty much pre-market time, anywhere between 6 and 4 o'clock. But activity really starts to pick up at 3 o'clock in the morning, where the European markets open. Now, a lot of the information I'm going to be sharing with you tonight might be over your head, and that's why it's a good idea to just come to the webinar and kind of get up to speed and see if you like it. Now, divergence trading, which I teach, is we use a stochastic oscillator. It's an indicator developed by George Lane back in the 1950s, and it's just amazing. I'm not going to spend too much time tonight talking about it on this little video, but I will go into more detail tomorrow on it and really kind of break it down for you and how it works. It's the most logical, most scientific method of trading. It keeps you out of trouble. There's really no guessing here. It's a momentum-based trade, but we're able to actually see the momentum shift before the price shifts. Now, I've studied stochastics and this type of trading for years, and I've actually gone on to develop a couple bots that actually identify the trades for me and take the trades. So I have had the bot here just doing a lot of back testing and show you this just as just to show you what we're looking for. And these are the type of trades we want to get in. Most of the trades you'll see that I get in, we're going to get in on the bottom. And again, this is short-term scalping. So we want to talk about basically what this requires. And let me bring up another slide here for us for a second. All right. Well, actually, here's my screen times. You don't have to be in front of the computer for this type of trading. I mean, it would be the more time you spend during the market hours. Of course, you're going to have opportunities to see more setups. But the important times are probably between 8:30 and 11:30 in the morning, a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The afternoon sessions are fine. I don't really pay attention to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock closing hours there of the last hour of trade because it gets a little volatile. But even after hours and right now, overnight sessions are very important. Futures trading, this type of trading, you could start off on a very small account with the introduction of micro contracts. And if you have a discounted broker, which we'll talk more about tomorrow, you could get these contracts and pay a minimum amount. If we do the math together, how much it would cost you, we'll be going over this. One MES contract or micro E-mini is basically $50 in margin. 2 would be $100, and again, so on and so forth. So I always kind of try to teach newer traders to start off with a small amount. This is basically 5 MES is actually 1/2 of an E-mini or an ES contract. One MES is 1/10 of an ES. So it's amazing how to it does cut down the risk a lot. And the risk versus reward values, I should actually get rid of that R. I just will put some of these things together for later, for tomorrow's things. But 1 point per contract on the micro contracts are $5 versus on the ES it's $50. All right. So if you had 3 points, you would get $15. 5 points per contract would be $25. Now, 5 points is not that hard in this environment. If we go back and just take a look at the chart right now, this is actually a live version of the chart. You could see the markets here are up 30 points right now. 30 points overall, but just to get a move here, let's take a look. If I get my my pointer here. And just kind of say from this point on is 725, and again, this is a 1 minute chart, so about 5 minutes it's 47. These are huge moves, absolutely. In 3 minutes here, 3 candles, we went from 46 to 56. A 10-point move in 3 minutes. 10-point move in 3 minutes. Identifying those moves is what I specialize in. I want to be able to get in and show you to get in here and to take it off here. And we have that. We have that all mapped out in this webinar. I have the strategy, the methodology. It is the best strategy out there. It is the best methodology out there. It is all precise. It is perfect. I am so proud of it. I love teaching it. Doesn't mean you're going to be successful doing it because it requires discipline. It requires patience. And not everyone has that. You develop that over time of being a trader. So just remember, I always say that. I say, you know what? A lot of traders are going to come into this thinking they could do this, and they're going to find out that they're not able to do it because they go off the path. They leave the yellow brick road, so to speak. Don't leave the yellow brick road. I want to give you the path. But if you leave the path, you're probably going to get lost, and you're probably going to blow up. All right, so that's important, and that's okay. All right, that's going to be okay because everyone does it. Everyone has to try to find their own way, but they all come back. They all come back, and You'll be coming back. Once you start to see this stuff work, you'll be coming back. All right, so let's take a look here. We did the math here. The business plan, you're going to get this tomorrow. We're going to be talking about order entry criteria. Why do we get into our trade? Why are we getting out of our trade? Where does the automatic stop go in? What's our risk management for this type of method? How and when to increase your position size? How to set up your charts? Tools for the trade? And starting balance is a very small. I even dropped that starting balance to about 1,500. But of course, it's all relative. The 500,000 mark, I mean, so you could just trade with anything. But this is really based off of, you could actually come in as a beginner. I build this course for beginners. And then as you become more, more experienced in it and you kind of understand it, you can adjust your account size accordingly. You're going to learn a lot of the terms tomorrow, what stochastics are, a couple of the major indicators that I use, and I call it the 5-indicator system. We have trend lines, moving averages, certain patterns we pay attention to, support and resistance, and certain candles. All those are added into it. But the key here is the divergence, and we're going to learn about George Lane's divergence and how that really works. There's a buy-side divergence, and there's a sell, a bearish divergence also. And the divergence is an amazing thing. And again, this is the key to everything. Divergence is a momentum indicator, which is measuring the momentum inside that you can't really see because it's happening tick for tick, candle for candle, and it's taken an average over the time. And again, we'll go into the formula a little bit more tomorrow to explain that the momentum shifts, but the price continues to go, and that gives us a divergence. And that's just like a rocket. And George Lane was quoted saying that the stochastics measure like a rocket that goes up, and then all of a sudden your engine dies because it's no more fuel, but the rocket doesn't die. It continues to move up a little bit further before it's turning over. You have the momentum, and that's exactly what stochastics do for you. It shows you that momentum and shows you how the thing. So everything is broken down for you. Every single setup is broken down. It's an amazing webinar. I hope to see you tomorrow. During it, you're going to learn so much. You're going to be, it's going to put you on the right path. And if you want to be successful trading, this is probably one of the best things you will ever do. All right, I kid you not. And remember, this is for pretty much traders who are pretty active in the market. Now, this is the bot trade here. I'm actually going to show you. This is I just run a back test every day. I run a summary of the trades that the divergences came up, and today, or actually this week, we're running about 75%. It's usually around 75 to 80% profitable on the trades. There's a few trades that are losing trades, but I'm also going to show you how to identify those losing trades, or why those losing trades happen. And now, losing trades could come because of news. It could become because of a weak market. You're trading against the market. You're just not hitting your profit zone. Lots of times we talk about what's our profit. How are we going to figure out our profit? Now, if I go to the charts on this, and I go back here, and normally, I want to, again, here's our divergence, here's our low, here's our lower low, here's a higher low in the stochastics, here's our entry. First profits come out. You can follow it up with a trailing stop and just continue to do that. We can, and we just wait for the next one. And that's just on the buy side. You have the same setup on the sell side. So if we have a sell side divergence, I would show you that too. Same thing over here, moving up. Same thing over here, moving up, trailing stop. Basically, these work really well. The ones that, when it says if there's a loss or something, lots of times that's the trailing stop that doesn't get a follow through and it takes it out. But the majority of the time, 9 out of 10 times we get a divergence, we get a move into the divergence. The stochastics are the key to protecting yourself. And I want to show you a safety net, how to kind of prepare yourself. Again, if you have a 75% profitable setup or method that's working even higher, if you could actually figure out the 25% and how to minimize that, then you're talking a real successful thing here. And I have what it takes to show you how to determine if a setup is not going to work out, which I think is going to be something new. If you've taken these webinars before with me, that's going to be something new we're going to be talking about, is how to prepare yourself for a failure of a pattern. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does happen, it'll give you a sign, and recognizing that sign, that's what I'm going to teach you tomorrow, how to recognize that sign of a pattern failure and to get out before, the market pulls back. But most of these, you're not going to have an issue, especially if you're trading. And if you are trading full time, I invite you to come and trade with us at Day Trading Radio. That way you get to see hands-on trading and what we're looking for, and all these setups. Here's another beautiful divergence here to here, here to here, and again the oscillator here, one line. I'll explain all this. All this will be explained for you tomorrow, and then you can continue on with your continuing education here with Day Trading Radio if you like. Later on, I'll give you options to do that. So until then, we will see you tomorrow. And I will talk to you. I'll talk to you in the webinar. It's tomorrow. Again, you have to just go to the link on the. Actually, just go to dtr.tv/live. I'll put a link in the description. And I hope you have a great evening. I will catch you guys in the morning on the show, and then the webinar is going to be in the evening at 7 o'clock. That's tomorrow, Wednesday. All right, tomorrow, Wednesday. Let's go back to show you one more screenshot of that. October 19th, Wednesday. Click here. It includes 10 days of use of all the tools and everything. All right. So that's about it. I'll see you guys in the webinar.